So today we'll be practicing with Mr. Flint with the Link GPS activity tracking collar. Now this one actually has two ways that you can connect. It has the first one here that is just a kind of a stretchy cord that you can go around your dog's collar, and then it also in the packaging has a clip that you can just clip around your dog's collar as well. I think the elastic around the whole collar is going to be a little bit more secure, but it just depends on your setup. Now this one is different because you're going to operate it through the app. And it works as a GPS collar as well. You can actually see on the map. When he's with you, it won't let you track. And it knows because you're connected via Bluetooth. But then as soon as he breaks Bluetooth range, or you are outside of your Wi-Fi or your home spot, it'll activate and start automatically tracking. What I like about this is that outside of actually also having an activity monitor for your dog, it can sense temperature changes too, gives you training lessons, as well as calories burned and things like that where you can adjust. It has a light on it, which is really good for night walking. And then also, which is going to be what we'll be trying here, is that it's both a tone and a vibrate feature. And so we're going to do the same practice that we did yesterday with the GPS collar. We're going to have him respond and return to us back with the tone. Good boy. Starting off with the Freedom leash. It's pretty wide open, pretty quiet time right now. But it's always good, if possible, to try starting off in a park or somewhere else, a quiet, empty parking lot, things like that. Or you can even go inside and start at home too, if you have enough space. Okay. And just like yesterday, what we'll do is we'll start walking, and then as soon as I hit the tone, I'm gonna start walking backwards. So that way I can see if he recognizes after he hears that sound to look for me and start coming back to me. Or if we need to, we can activate the leash pressure by either locking the leash to a shorter position or by manually locking it and turning, so that way the tension hits as soon as we turn, right? The main goal here is to just build a good association with him hearing the tone and then looking for us. Now he's a good bit away ahead. Gonna go ahead and tone and come back. Yes, good boy. He's getting a little distracted by, I guess, somebody or something is out there. Good boy. Come. Good. Okay. Good. Now we'll start going this way. And because each device is going to make a slightly different sound, it may take him a while to understand and make a new connection with that sound. So that's why it's important that when you do find something that you like, that you stay kind of consistent with it. Vibration will generally feel the same, but some collars actually have different strengths. Like this one, the vibrate, it doesn't just do one single pulse. I think it does like two short pulses, and you can't control the strength of it. So I would say it's probably like a low to medium strength vibration. Whereas, of course, different collars, like the GPS one that we worked with the other day, you can adjust it and it just gives one short burst when you press it, and then you get to adjust the intensity from, I think, 1 to 9 or something like that. Okay. So now that he's kind of getting a good distance away again, I'm gonna go ahead and get a treat ready. do the tone, and start walking back. Good boy. Good job, Flint. Good boy. Good job. If your pup stops and hears the sound but doesn't start coming back, you can go ahead and help kind of cheerlead him back in by either calling his name to get him to refocus onto you, and then when he does turn around and look at you, go ahead and add in that recall. And you just want to do that a few times until he starts, and then trying again without, adding his name or asking him to come to you, to see if he'll just do it all on his own again. And he said because we've practiced the tonal recall with Flint yesterday, he's starting to kind of get the idea that when he hears something that's close to his ear that sounds like a beep, to maybe stop and check behind him, right? As your dog gets better, then you can start doing line of sight training where you maybe go around a corner, and then that way he hears the tone but he doesn't see you, and then he has to look for you, hopefully by using his nose. And that's how you can get more advanced and better distance training, especially if you're going to be in environments like hiking, for example, where you might be a little bit deeper into the woods and he has to really kind of use his nose / your voice to find his way back to you. Good boy. We'll pause this real quick. All right. But for example, if you're not out hiking in like heavily forest areas, and you're more like going on a beach vacation where you'll have a lot less obstacles in the way and more open space, then that is usually not as bad of a problem. But it's always good to practice anyways, because then he can actually also rely on just being able to turn around and visually find you to come back to also. Most of the time, the reason why I start recall from behind is because usually when we're calling back for our dogs, it's from behind. But as you get better and you have more time to practice, then it's a good idea to go from the side, or maybe have them sit and stay, and then you go around a corner of a building and then you recall them forward to search for you. Different types of recall in different places and different distances, and especially in different areas where they have different distractions is going to be really important. So here he's going to be going to the front here, and now I'm going to actually ring and move back and to the right. Yes, good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good. And it's little things like that that make him work a little bit harder that will help to develop his searching skills and his recall skills. So once we kind of let him walk a little bit more, next time that I tone him for the recall, instead of going back into the right, I'm gonna go back into the left. So making sure that he's not just hearing something and doing something automatically, which is good. He hears and stops and starts to search for us, is what we're looking for, right? Not just blindly just walking backwards, which is understandable, especially when they start. That might be what they're looking for and expecting is for you to be behind them. But eventually, especially in, like I said, those hiking situations, they're gonna need you to actually recall and use your name like echolocation every now and then to try to help find you if they're not using their nose. And that can be very confusing for a pup that's not used to it as well. All right. He's getting distracted by things over there. I don't want to go to the main road for this. We're just gonna start walking back. That way I have plenty of space. Good boy. Here you go. I'm just gonna go ahead and reward him for paying attention and waiting with me. All right, so we'll go ahead and try walking again. trying to find a good spot here where he's either thinking we're gonna go straight or to the right. Then I'm gonna try to go to the left. He's already going to the left. That's fine, he's following the sidewalk. So I'll let him get a little bit ahead. Now I'm gonna tone, and I'm gonna go left. Oh, good boy. So you kind of see there, he still turned to the right, but he kept turning to find me. That was really good. And of course, while you're out practicing training with the equipment, it definitely doesn't hurt to mix in every now and then, like his name, for example, so that way he stays conditioned to responding off of that as well. In case, for example, you're out at the beach or you're out on a long hike and you maybe forgot to recharge for the next day and your caller dies, you know, you still want him to be able to just recall off of his name again. Flint. Oh, good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. So we're just gonna go ahead and walk around a little bit more. Practice a couple more times. I'll start recording again if anything interesting happens. But after maybe a block or two, depends on the weather, we're gonna stop and get him some water and a break. But he did really good again, and that is how you continue tone training with a different device in different scenarios and try to keep it nice and rewarding. Just use leash pressure here this time to end off the video. Yes, good boy.